Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at past presidential candidate Andrew Yang's life before he started campaigning for president, before he gained his massive following in the Yang Gang, and before he ever even thought about becoming president. Today we will look into the life of Andrew Yang. Yang was born in January 13, 1975 in Schenectady, New York. His parents emigrated from Taiwan to the United States in the 1960s. They met while they were both in graduate school at the University of California, Berkeley. His father graduated with a PhD in physics and worked in the research labs of IBM and General Electric, generating over 50 patents in his career. His mother graduated with a master's degree in statistics. She became a systems administrator at a local university and later became an artist. Yang has an older brother, Lawrence, who is a psychology professor at New York University. Yang's father, uncle, and cousin also became professors. Yang grew up in Westchester County, New York, first in Somers, then in Katonah. He played piano, tennis, and Dungeons and Dragons. Yang was one of the few Asian kids in his hometown, and he later described being bullied and called racial slurs by classmates while attending public school, in part because he was one of the smaller kids in his class after skipping a grade. In The War on Normal People, he wrote, "Perhaps as a result, I've always taken pride in relating to the underdog or little guy or gal." When Yang was 12 years old, he scored a 1220 out of 1600 on the SAT, qualifying him to attend the Center for Talented Youth, a summer program for gifted kids run by Johns Hopkins University, which he attended for the next 5 summers. Yang later attended Phillips Exeter Academy, an elite boarding school in New Hampshire. Yang has claimed that he was part of the 1992 U.S. national debate team and competed at the World Championship in London. Yang graduated from Exeter in 1992. He enrolled at Brown University, where he majored in economics and political science, and graduated in 1996. He then attended Columbia Law School, earning a Juris Doctor in 1999. After graduating from law school, Yang began his career as a corporate attorney at Davis Polk and Wardwell in New York City. But he quickly grew dissatisfied with the work, finding it grueling and unfulfilling. Yang later described the job as a pie-eating contest, and if you won, your prize was more pie. He began to desire a career where he would get to build something. He left the law firm after 5 months, which he has called the worst 5 months of my life. In February 2000, Yang joined his office mate, Jonathan Phillips, in launching Stargiving, a website for celebrity-affiliated philanthropic fundraising. The startup had some initial success, but folded in 2002 as the dot-com bubble burst. Yang became involved in other ventures, including a party organizing business. From 2002 to 2005, he served as the vice president at a healthcare startup. After working in the healthcare industry for 4 years, Yang left MMF Systems to join his friend Zeke Vanderhoek at a small test preparation company, Manhattan Prep. In an appearance on the podcast Freakonomics, Yang said he personally taught the analyst classes at McKinsey, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Morgan Stanley during the 2008 financial crisis. In 2006, Vanderhoek asked Yang to take over as CEO. While Yang was CEO, the company primarily provided GMAT test preparation. It expanded from 5 to 69 locations and was acquired by Kaplan Incorporated in December 2009. Yang resigned as the company's president in early 2012. Yang later said it was during his time at Manhattan Prep that he became a millionaire. In September 2019, testimony before the New York City Commission on Gender Equity, former employee Kimberly Watkins testified that Yang had fired her because he felt that she would not work as hard after getting married. Yang has denied the allegations, saying Kimberly Watkins' facts about her break from Manhattan Prep are inaccurate. During my more than a decade as CEO, I have worked with many women, married and otherwise, and value their work and dedication as important to the success of any institution. In an appearance on The View, Yang said, "I've had so many phenomenal women leaders that have elevated me and my organizations at every phase of my career, and if I was that kind of person, I would never have had any success." In November, a former employee of Yang's at Manhattan GMAT filed a lawsuit against him for allegedly paying her less than her male coworkers and subsequently firing her for asking for a raise. Yang and another female employee at the company disputed the anonymous woman's claim that she was in an equivalent position to the male coworker she cited. Following the acquisition of Manhattan Prep in late 2009, Yang began to work on creating a new nonprofit fellowship program, Venture for America, or VFA, which he founded in 2011 with the mission to create economic opportunity in American cities by mobilizing the next generation of entrepreneurs and equipping them with the skills and resources they need to create jobs. VFA was launched with $200,000 and trained 40 graduates in 2012 and 69 in 2013, sending them to Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Detroit, Las Vegas, New Orleans, Philadelphia, and Providence. VFA added Columbus, Miami, San Antonio, and St. Louis in 2014 with a class of 106. VFA's strategy was to recruit the nation's top college graduates into a 2-year fellowship program in which they would work for and apprentice at promising startups in developing cities across the United States. Yang's book, Smart People Should Build Things, argues that the top universities in the country cherry-pick the smartest kids out of small towns and funnel them into the same corporate jobs in the same big cities. VFA's goal is to help distribute that talent around the country and incentivize entrepreneurship for economic growth. After 2011, VFA grew, reaching a $6 million annual operating budget in 2017 and operating in 20 U.S. cities, adding Kansas City, Atlanta, Baltimore, Birmingham, Charlotte, Cleveland, Columbus, Denver, Miami, Nashville, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, San Antonio, and St. Louis. VFA began running a startup accelerator in Detroit and launched a seed fund and an investment fund for fellows. VFA quickly received national attention, including from the Obama administration. In 2011, Yang was selected as a Champion of Change, a program recognizing ordinary Americans across the country who are doing extraordinary work in their communities. In 2015, Yang was recognized as a Presidential Ambassador for Global Entrepreneurship. In 2014, Yang published Smart People Should Build Things, which emphasized the importance of intelligent people becoming entrepreneurs and engaging in the startup economy rather than pursuing more traditional careers. Generation Startup, a documentary film about 6 startups in Detroit launched through the VFA program, was released in 2016. It was co-directed by Cynthia Wade and Cheryl Miller Hauser. In March 2017, Yang stepped down from his position as CEO of VFA, but continued to advise startups aligned to his signature policy of universal basic income throughout his presidential campaign. On November 6, 2017, Yang filed with the Federal Election Commission to run for President of the United States in 2020. The campaign began with a small initial staff working out of an apartment owned by Yang's mother. He is running on multiple slogans, including Humanity First, Make America Think Harder, Math, and Not Left, Not Right, Forward. Initially considered a long shot, Yang's campaign gained significant momentum in February 2019 following an appearance on the popular podcast The Joe Rogan Experience. He has since appeared on numerous other podcasts and shows, including The Breakfast Club, The Ben Shapiro Show, and Real Time with Bill Maher. By March 2019, Yang had met the polling and fundraising thresholds to qualify for the first round of Democratic primary debates. In August 2019, he met the higher thresholds to qualify for the second round of Democratic debates. Later, he also qualified for the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 8th Democratic debates, only missing the 7th after not reaching polling requirements. Since then, Yang has dropped out of the 2020 presidential race, but is far from stopping here. Andrew has already stated that he will be back in 2024 to run for president, and by that time, Yang will have had 4 years to get his name and policies more well known, and behind Yang's following called the Yang Gang that is scattered all throughout the internet, he will surely gain notoriety amongst voters. So that wraps up the video today. Is there anything you didn't know? If so, let us know down in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. But with that being said, thanks for watching and have a nice day, folks.